Hi there and welcome back to Japan, where I'm going to be giving you a reaction and review to Hip Hip Hooray by CHU'S. That rhymes! As always, I've just done the reaction, so if you want to see the reaction video, then pause this. This is the review I'm about to give you, and click the link in the description below, which will open a separate little YouTube player where you'll be able to see the reaction I just did to this song, hearing it first time. So if you haven't heard the song before, if you just want to see my initial reaction to it, go pause this video and click that little link in the description now, watch it, check it out, and you can come back here where I'm about to give you the review. So are you ready for the review? Pause this if not, because here it comes. Alright, review time, don't say I didn't warn you. Alright, so this song, like I say, it followed up in a similar vibe. It was definitely identifiably different from the last song we heard in the sort of the melody, and the whole sort of feel of it was a little bit different, which was cool. However, it maintained some of the core qualities, which was that kind of fun, infectious, poppy, light and yet also really engaging sort of tone that the previous song had. In the previous review I did of the first song I heard by Tuesday, a song called Hot Girl, I spent a lot of time talking about how it's very easy for people to dismiss this kind of music because of its more cheesy qualities. However, like I say, you do look through them to see that there is a real enjoyable quality to this kind of thing, and sometimes being a bit cheesy actually gives it a twee benefit. It makes it lighthearted. It takes a lot of the pressure off and just makes it something that you can just say, this is light-hearted music and that's what I want. And sometimes, it's nice to have light-hearted things in life. So when we look at this song, obviously it comes in straight away. The English language pep talk that she does at 2 points in this song, notably right at the beginning is one of them, is incredibly twee. But it's got its sort of bizarre pop quality. But then it comes hammering in with like some good energy. I think that one of the few things that I found a little bit was a bit of a detractor for this song is that although I'm glad for the best part the song was kind of light, it did feel that with her voice, because she's got quite a powerful voice, the lead singer. I think for this type of music she's got a really strong lead vocal performance. I felt that at some points, notably the choruses, it felt like the mixing of the backing was done in such a light and, gotta admit, poppy way that it felt like her voice was kind of delivering way more power than the backing was. And obviously that's not from the playing, because, it's just from the way that it's mixed. I felt that the engineers could have done more, like thickened up the guitar sound, maybe layered the guitar sound. For anyone who doesn't know, that's quite common. You get the guitarist to record the guitar line several times over and you put it in several times into recording, gives it more thickness. Might seem disingenuous to have one guitarist and then have several guitars in the backing recording, but if you've seen anything about recording, that's very common practice. So I felt they could have done something to really sort of, thicken up the backing in the choruses to support the voice, the vocals more. It did feel like, when you got to those choruses, her voice, like I say, just kind of left the backing behind a little bit. And I don't, as I get to say, that's nothing against the musicianship. That's just in the way that the studio engineering, the studio sound projected what was being played. So I felt they could have thickened it up and turned up the backing a bit more to support her voice at that point. However, as a general, it barreled along well. You really got a feeling that, they kept the beat nice and central to the mix so that you really could sort of bob your head along to the whole thing quite well. I felt that the song itself, and incidentally, that I should point out, that's why, like I said, when the chorus came in, although the chorus was actually really good, catchy chorus, I enjoyed the chorus. When it came in, it didn't feel like there was any impact. Just sort of like, well, here's the pre-chorus, and then here's the chorus. There wasn't a moment where it goes bam, because just everything, all the levels and all the mix was kept the same. And that's the point where you want the engineer to like, okay, this is where we turn up the heavy stuff, or sort of really give it a bit of thump. But that kind of never came. So, I felt that the engineers let them down, or maybe not the engineers, but the people who were producing or mixing it kind of let them down by not putting a little bit more thump into the chorus, like I say. However, the melody was really good. Had a nice melody throughout, fairly simple, but it led to an interesting and quite unique chorus melody. I felt the chorus was quite identifiable. I liked the way it was delivered, and like I say, it was quite catchy. The backing music was played with a good sort of energy. The backing music of this, kind of similar to in the previous song we heard, was fairly simple, but it was very functional. It really worked. Like I say, kind of kept the energy going. And so overall, this is one of those things where there isn't a huge amount to really pick apart from this. There's not a huge amount to break down in this one, except for the fact that really it's just one of those songs where it's catchy enough that you would come back to it. it's charming enough in its sort of slightly twee nature that you would probably remember it. It's not identifiably doing anything you've never heard before, but it does have distinct qualities. Like I said, Singer's voice really stands out for me. I really like her voice and I like her style, and she does seem to have a good sort of, front, we wouldn't say front man, do we say front person? Front person quality. She really looks like someone who's, knows how to front a group. I don't know what she's doing now since the band's broken up apparently, but certainly she looks like she is really good at being a front person for the group, and has got a great voice. It's got a lot of those qualities, but ultimately, I suspect the lack of impact in the chorus due to the way that it's mixed and produced, and perhaps the fact that the backing is played in a relatively simple way. They haven't exactly put a huge amount of nuance into it, could therefore be reasons why this would perhaps fade into memory and not perhaps hold against the test of time. I suspect you could find other songs that do this kind of thing just as well, and that's kind of sad because you feel like the potential is here for this to be much more stand out. Certainly with the bass player going on to have her own bass channel on YouTube, assumedly she's really good. You don't get the sense from anything that's played in these songs. You don't really hear her really standing out as being a top-notch bass player, but obviously she's much better than maybe she's coming across here. You just kind of get the feeling that there is room for them to do more. And I don't mean twiddling. I don't mean sort of being like a hard rock group or anything like that. I just think there's probably room for some nuance, some things that could be put in this song just to kind of elevate it, add a little bit of detail. Because I think it is detail that is lacking. Either this could have gone the direction of adding little detail and nuance and little occasional little runs of certain instruments or just little bits here and there just to add, like I say, detail. Or the engineers could have got in there and thicken up a certain sound for the chorus to give it more impact at certain points. It just felt like there was something maybe missing that could have elevated this to being something a bit more, because all of the basic groundwork's there. The fun energy, the sort of twee likableness of it, and a great vocal performance, and a good catchy chorus. So, like I said, this just felt to me like something that had more potential than perhaps was fully utilised. However, like I say, there's nothing essentially speaking wrong with it if you just look at it as what it is. I think it could have been done better. They could have been, like I say, maybe just they needed a better producer to encourage them more and make the most of what they were doing. However, like I say, likeable, something that I would probably come back to just for a bit of fun. Probably won't stand the test of time hugely, but it's good at what it is, and so I can't talk down to it at all. Just like I say, I guess I will always wish that it was perhaps took advantage of itself a little bit more. Anyway, I'm repeating the point. You get basically what I'm saying. Good stuff though. So as always, get in the comments, tell me what you think, whether you liked it or not, whether you know the group or not, any of these things. It's all about a subjective opinion, so I'm looking forward to seeing what you guys think of this one. And as always, likes and subscribes are massively appreciated. If you want to get more involved with discussing Japanese music with our community, there's also a link in the description below to our Discord and Reddit, as well as the Facebook, the Twitter, the merch page, the Patreon. Big thank you to our Patreon supporters for keeping the channel alive. As always, that I say it, but it's totally true. It's not just words. Really do to keep this channel alive. And hopefully I'll see you soon on the next video here from Japan. So thank you for making it through to the end of this one. But for now, from here in Japan, ciao ciao.